Okay, video 2, you just saw me cut that out. That guy goes on top of there. Pencil mark either side. Square it from the face side across, down, down. Use the same marking gauge setup from the face side. Use the same marking gauge setup to mark from the stop line, across the surface, from the stop line, across the surface, so you don't end up with an override coming out here. That's going to lose your marks if you do that. Pencil line so I can see where I'm going. Scribe line, scribe line. Relief, 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 relief. Now I've made a mistake here. I shouldn't have done that scribe line yet. I should have done like we did in the housing joint. Cut one side, then double checked. But I think I'm going to be okay, so don't do that line yet. Relieve this side. Tools out of the way. Pointy bits pointing away from you. Cut down this side to the shoulder on either side, so down the cheek to the stop line or the shoulder. Oh, and also I decided to, on this guy, mark or scribe the edge. I'll only do that one now. I'll do this one in a minute when I'm sure I've got it right. That way we'll get a nice neat cut along here and no chipping, or hopefully we'll get no chipping. Okie dokie, maybe a little bit more wax because all that last lot of wax wore off. I did a fair bit of sawing. I'm going to do a fair bit of sawing on this one too. And finger, pistol grip, eyes over the side of the saw. Not like that, not like that. Eyes over the saw. Finger to give you a guide. Gentle push to get you started. Watch the surface as you go along. Look over the edge. Oh, am I going off already? I am. I need to twist it around a little bit. Need to steer it away from the line. That side taken care of. Block it out. Yeah, block it out so I've got a bit more room to work. There's where I went wrong before on the other one. I didn't pay attention to the surface and I ended up making a cut in it. Scribe the line across the surface, just get down into the wood, then go down the face. Cross square. Down here, and look to be down there. May not, it doesn't matter, I'll always trim it up. Put your piece back in place. Line it up with the saw cut. That's looking pretty good. Just see the edge of the line there. Where'd it go? Oop, there it is. Knife in this side, and as luck would have it, the knife is exactly in the scribe line I've done, so I'm good to go on that side. Actually, oh yeah, I'll put a little bit more of a scribe in it. From here on in, it's exactly the same as the housing joint, where we cut down either side, did a few relief cuts in the middle, then chiseled it out. This is not very good timber to work with. It's very soft, doesn't cut that particularly well, and it's sort of doughy. It sort of grabs at the blade, it saws a bit. Much better if you use a crisp timber or nice hardwood, but you've got to work with what you've got. Turn that around. So I've got more wood up against here. If I did it this way, I'm holding on to virtually nothing and it's hard. It's up in the air, harder to control. So I'll work on this side, but I've got to concentrate on the opposite side of the line. Concentrate on what you're doing, finger along the saw, pistol grip like always. Make sure you're not doing this and that. Keep the saw straight. Oh, didn't put that line there, did I? Lots of little things to forget. That's pretty good. Straight down, nice and neat. Whoa, went over whisker. Lines up pretty good. Yeah, I think that's going to be snug. Now, the boring bit, taking the middle out. Don't need lines to be marked, just need to make sure you stop at the stop line or slightly above it so you can chisel down to it. Oops. Now that knot's going to cause me trouble, so I shall cut straight through the middle of it. It's going to be hard to chisel that section out. See what happened then? Clamp. That's because this wood grabs at the saw. Plus maybe I wasn't holding it hard enough. One more. Divide that lump into two, that piece of waste into two. Make short grain so it chips out easily. I'm not going square across the surface, it doesn't matter because all that's going to get chopped out and levelled up. Pretty good. Down the line, down the line. A little bit more on that one. I could go another one there, but I don't think it's necessary. The grain's going uphill on that side. Here it's fairly straight, so when I split those out, they should come away neatly. This one's likely to split and leave a bit on the edge, which is fine by me. Couple of ways that we can chip this out. Up against there. Wide chisel probably. Mallet, mallet, mallet. Turn around. Again, again, again. That looks pretty good. Could work up here. I won't work up there. I'd rather the wood have more surface. Could clamp it if you're feeling unconfident. Clamps like a seat belt. Bit of additional safety. Don't try and take it out all at once. Go about thirds. Oh, that's right. I forgot this technique. I forgot to do that. I've broken it up. Some of it will come out. Now more of it will come out. Even with me sawing through the middle of the knot, the wood split around it. So like I say, that's going to cause me a bit of trouble, but sometimes you have to deal with little natural features in the wood, such as knots and gum veins. I'm hitting this pretty hard to break it through the surface, being sure to stop before I get through the other side. There's that knot, which is growing clean through the wood. It's a branch coming through the wood, 90 degrees to the grain. That's why it's so hard and it's really dense grain in the knot. It's got rid of that bit and its friend. Now, slow up when you get close to the line, so you've got better control. You can see that I've sawn down, but I've left a bit of a hump in the middle because I tend to rock a little bit. That's not a problem. It just means that we've got to keep the chisel working flat across the surface as we go through. So there I'm on the line. Put it in the line. By chance, it looks to be standing level with the handle sitting on the desk, on the workbench surface. It looks to be level. It's probably not, but it looks to be. That'll do for now. If I hold it down there and get most of the way through, that'll give me a parallel flat surface. Back into line. No chance of cutting your fingers doing this. Always there, no fingers in front, none of this. You can't do that anyway because you need both hands. Now, what's happened there? I've lost a little bit of the line there where the grain's chipped out. I think the rest of it's going to be pretty well okay. I might need to flatten out the bottom by hand. I can tell the bottom's not flat by putting a ruler on it and seeing the rock in the middle. That bit's got to come out. Pretty much the same with that part. Also, this edge needs to be tidied up. So that was that central area that needed relieving. Might do that over here this time so I've got a bit of a bigger stop to push up against. I thought I'd be able to push it through with my hand, but I can't, so probably because of the size of the chisel. Bigger joint, bigger chisel. Maybe I can trim it up with the smaller one. It's looking fairly level. Is it though? So I'm taking that as the level point and running it around. Looks pretty good. There's not much coming off it. Same on this side. There's a bit coming out of there, so I didn't get that side down. Again, as I say, I'm doing this quickly. Don't be tempted to rush. If that happens, you'll hurt yourself. Joint, face. First go, we're going to get it first go. Do I get a lucky one? Little bit open. Tell you what, I'm going to give myself an A on that, an A on that. How are we going for square? Big joint, it's easy to get them square. Spot on, flush, no gaps, or very, very minimal gap. Level, yeah, so it's square and level. Those two sides are good. That side's a tiny bit open, but I might be able to tap that in. And I can't. Why is that happening? Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, that's right. That's the side that I messed up and had to trim it. That's not too bad. That's acceptable. I'll give myself a B on that and a C on that. So all up, B+ for the teacher. Mind you, I haven't done these sort of joints for a while, and what I'm finding is that the more of these demonstrations I do, the better my skills are coming back again, because you know, if you don't hand cut joints for a while, it takes you a little bit of time to get your hand back in. And I've got my hand back in on that one and it's worked out a treat. So that's the T halving joint, which is a framing joint, and it gives you a 90-degree angle, and you could see how that could be part of a fence or a frame or a cabinet or a gate or any one of a number of componentries, furniture components or building components. Yeah. Good beauty.